Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Well, what do you say? Wise Women's Wednesday. Are you here? I see a couple. Catherine and Jocelyn already here in the house. Kind of excited about today's show. There's a lot to share. And anyway, I just saying that there's a lot to share. Linda, hello. It's good to have you here. Let's see, what was I going to tell you? On Monday, we did our Ultimate Sprint webinar. Lots of women joined us. It was great. Doris, hello, Jackie. And the repeat, if you want to watch it, is right there at savingdinner.com/us, US as in Ultimate Sprint. Lots of good, useful information for you because we are doing the Ultimate Sprint come November 6th. That's Monday, November 6th. It's the last one of the year, y'all. It is the last one of the year. Hey, Sue. But guess what? You can also get the kit. You can also, when you get the kit, look at this. Check it out. This is what we're doing. It's a little special. Hey, Alice, Martha. You get these little guys for free. Yay! So we'll be sending you these if you buy an Ultimate Sprint kit to get you started, to get you on your way. We will do that for you. We got a lot of kits going out right now. So get on it. Go get your kit. So that's that. What else do I have to tell you? Of course, we have an Etsy shop. You know about that, savingdinner.com/Etsy. Why aren't we doing the Hot Melt 30 starting today? Because we're doing the Ultimate Sprint starting today. I had to change venue. I decided to do that. But you know what, Sue, my dearest, do Hot Melt 30. If that turns you on, do it. I'm okay with it. Just do something. Just do something. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. We have, like I said, our boutique on Etsy, and we also have, don't forget, free shipping. If you give us if you buy $300 worth of supplements, boom, the shipping's on us. That's our way of saying thank you. And look what we have been talking all this week about affirmations. This is the affirmation deck. All of these affirmations begin with I am or of course. And guess what? Today, it's your lucky day because today I'm going to really unpack it. We're going to unpack the heck out of it. And you know what that's going to be? It's going to tell you all the science behind this and why we do these affirmations. Hey, Trish. So here's the deal. If you buy this affirmation deck, I'm going to send you a mug, a mindful mug of your choice. This one says, don't get mad about the results you didn't earn from the work you didn't do. I don't know. Cosmic 2x4, anybody? Also, don't forget you get this little stand, which is what it comes with. So that's kind of a cool thing. You can find that at savingdinner.com/show. Yes, the Ultimate Sprint starts next week on November 6th. It doesn't start today. Yeah, it doesn't start today. It starts November 6th. So we have a chance to tee it all up. Okay? You've seen the Sprint webinar. You understand what's what with it, and you understand why you're doing what you're doing. And if you have questions, of course, you could always ask me. You know, I have yet to never answer someone. I always answer questions. Always. You're important to me. I want to make sure that you feel covered and that you know what's up. Our quote of the week, by the way, is kind of goes with this mug, doesn't it? The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. What? The magic you're looking for is in the work you're avoiding. Isn't that the truth? Because that's where the magic sauce is hidden. It comes with a little bit of effort. So just remember that the next time you're thinking, gosh, it's just not working for me, whatever. Check your efforts out. Are they there? Always a good question. I got this in my inbox this morning. This guy named Mike Dooley writes this thing called, I don't know, Updates from the Universe or something. It's pretty good. So I'm going to read this first. I'm going to read this to you, and then we're going to get into the juicy tidbits on the show, right? You absolutely will not believe who was at the party last night. As round and jolly as ever, handing out presents to all who would receive our dear friend Abundance, lovely soul. Oh, and time was there along with space. They truly are inseparable. You should have heard the tall tales they were spinning about near and far, here and there, now and then. Oh, and guess who was asking about you again? You know who. Gratitude. Told me you've been hooking up lately. You go, Leanne. It's always personalized, by the way. You go, Leanne, but better be careful, or the next thing you know, there'll be good and plenty running around the house or houses. Fear was there too. At least no one paid it any attention, and then poof, it vanished as quickly as it arrives. Never fails. So tell me, where were you hiding? Was that you in the conga line? Funny how it just flows when everyone lets go of the hows and the shoulds. They're such a pain, those two, always trying to lead the way when just one step at a time, you'll be astounded at the places you go. And did you see those pesky limiting beliefs getting thrown in the pool? Serves them right. Imagine attending a party like that and then turning invisible. Happily, during their vanishing act, there were traces of them everywhere. Frightened guests, bad vibrations, and yet cookie crumbs, clumsy clods. They're just never really that hard to spot if you look at their trail. Now, why am I telling you all of this, Leanne? It was your party, as they all are. Isn't that good? That is juicy. I love it. Tells us a lot about ourselves and about what we're all about. You know, perspective. All right, so today I promised you. Did you like that, by the way? Was that fun? I hope you liked it. I did. I thought it was worthwhile, so I copied and pasted it and printed it out. So today I want to get into affirmations because, again, we've been talking all this week about them, and we've unpacked them, the science behind them, and all. But they're two very, 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 very powerful affirmations that completely wire the brain. I'm going to give you the reasons why behind them. And this is the reason, this show is the reason behind this deck. Okay. This deck, there's a reason for it. And it's all because of this. Okay. So let's start about it. What we know is that affirmations that begin with I am, and of course are believed to be particularly effective due to the psychological and neuroscientific factors. Told you. So here's the science behind the effectiveness of the first one, I am. Why? Number one, it is a direct identity statement. I am. You are saying what you are. Okay? You are saying what you are. It directly associates the affirmation with your identity. So by stating I am, you're asserting a direct link between yourself and the subsequent statement. That's why we never say I am so dumb or any of that kind of stuff, because that is making a derogatory affirmation about yourself. And it makes it a part of who you perceive yourself to be. This is why they're effective. It also wires your brain, and it amplifies this focus on the concept tied to self-identity. So when you link a positive trait of outcome with I am, it reinforces neural pathways that are associated with that trait or the outcome in relation to that self-perception. I love that so much. And it reinforces self-belief. That's another biggie, because it is a declarative statement. You are laying down the law. I am. This is who I am. And when you repeat it, it reinforces it. And it puts a belief in yourself. And the next time you say it, a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. And this potentially, as you believe in it, increases your self-confidence, your self-worth, your self-esteem. It makes you feel stronger as you say it. It also counters that negative self-talk. And I'm sorry, but we all need that. We all have negative self-talk, some more than others. And it's a it's a journey to really capture that and to make sure that we are replacing that negativity with this kind of positivity. And that's what we can do when we say positive I am affirmations. It acts as a counter of self-talk or limiting beliefs because they do exist in your subconscious, and it's part of what we're dealing with. And what I always say is we want to give attention and focus on the things that we want to nurture and to come along. When we neglect this negativity and this stuff that we don't want in our lives, when we neglect it, what's going to happen? It's going to shrivel up and die. Give your nurture to the things that you want. It's like when you go out to weed your garden, you don't nurture those weeds, you pull them out and you nurture the flowers and the vegetables and everything else that you're trying to grow. That's the thing that you're nurturing. This is the same concept, right? Nurture the thing that you want. Now, when it comes to, of course, affirmations, you know what these do? It creates expectation of success, of course. So it implies that the statement that follows is obvious, Well, of course I can do this. Of course I've got this. Or expected. And it creates a mindset where success or a positive outcome is the default or the expected scenario, of course. Isn't that so cool? It's a trick. It's sleight of hand for your brain. It also reduces doubt because it's saying to yourself, yeah, I got this. I can do this. I've got this. It establishes an assumption of truth. Right? Is this grabbing you by the neck? I sure hope so, because I just think it's so cool. When you do that, you're reducing room for doubt and implying that this affirmation is a given fact. Oh, I love it so much. It also enhances the validity of what it is that you're saying. So when you start that, it lends weight to the affirmation. Well, of course, I'm going to follow this plan. Of course, I'm going to do the ultimate sprint. Of course, I'm going to be in it every single day and finish out the day every single day with doing this ultimate sprint. Of course I can. And it makes it seem more credible or valuable as well, in valid in your mind when you're saying it. It's just that simple. You're just underscoring this fact. It also gives cognitive ease. Now, what is cognitive ease? Cognitive ease means it's easy to think about. It's not weighing on you. And so when your brain hears statements that are obvious or typical, it is more likely to accept them without the rigorous skepticism. So when you're saying, of course, your brain is right then, it starts scampering around and looking for, okay, there's your reticular activating system on, looking for evidence to support all of that. And looking in an expectation type of a way, not in a way of like, oh, that's never going to happen, but in a way like, oh, of course, this is part of what it is. I love that. So it sets the stage for this cognitive ease and making your brain more receptive to the affirmation and receiving it. So understand that the effectiveness of I am and, of course, affirmation is rooted in how the brain perceives and processes self-related information and the way it engages with that information as given truths. Do you see the weight of this? Do you see the power in these statements? Do you? I sure hope so, because this is how we rewire our neural pathways. Now, I've got one little other nugget for you that is really important. And if you remember in the Bible, I am is significant. This is God who comes down and says, I am, therefore I am, if you can remember the I am, and the earth shook, right? So what is this? Well, it is first of all, it's God's self-identification. He says, I am who I am. And then he's talking to Moses, right? And he says, say this to the people of Israel. I am has sent you, right? And this is, this is something that also is a statement of eternality. Eternality. I am indicates God's unchanging eternal nature. It's beyond time, and it is the same yesterday, today, and forever. It also provokes self-sufficiency, because it suggests that God's self-existence is independent of us. He doesn't rely on anyone or anything else. He just exists, right? In relation to humanity, it says that God has created a man in his own image. So that means that us as humans in some way reflect his nature and his attributes, although finite and limited, of course, because we're human. And it also puts our identity in him and contains this understanding that we have this relation to God, right? So while there's some, there's a lot of deep significance in the Bible, obviously, emphasizing God's eternal and self-sufficient nature, throughout the scriptures, this theme of identity, both to God and humans, plays a crucial role in understanding how the nature of existence and the purpose and the spiritual journey of each of us is so incredibly important. And I'm explaining that because the depths of I am statements are huge. There is I think it's heart, mind, body, and soul. So when we're looking at this and when we're, examining everything about these statements that we're making, we know that we are saying an ancient phrase of I am. God himself said this. And when we say, of course, we're switching gears and we're making our brain understand that this is what we do as children of God, right? See all that? Do you see how I hooked that all together? I just think it's so juicy and yummy. So one more time, I'm going to let you know, tomorrow, of course, is our last day, but one more time, I'm going to let you know that this affirmation deck is powerful. And you can get it at savingdinner.com/show. I am, and of course, I'm capable of achieving greatness. What do you think your mind is going to do when you hear that? It's going to look for the greatness. And don't forget, you also get this mindful mug. Anyway, all the stuff, all the things, you can find all of our announcements at savingdinner.com/announcements. That's all I have for you today. But I hope it was effective and helpful, and it made you really recognize the importance and the impact of affirmations in your everyday life. This is a tool you don't ever want to be without. It's always, always, always there to help you. Peace be with you. I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, for our very last show of the week. Peace.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.